Any Auto TV. My name's Chloe. Today we're out at Eastern Creek Dragway to do a defensive driving course with Ian Luff. Got to say, I'm a little bit nervous because I'm not too sure what to expect, but hopefully I'm going to leave here with a few new skills under my belt that make me a safer driver.
My name's Ian Luff, and this is my casual car. We're keeping over 9 today. It's called Drive to Survive Program 1, and it really is an exciting program.
Holden has provided us with an SV6 today, which is great because P-platers can drive it. It's going to go fantastic on the course today, so thanks Holden. We're about to go in now to find out what we're going to be doing today, so I'll see you guys in there.
We have to learn things. Simon, who taught you?
Instructor.
Instructor. Okay. You're pretty confident with that. Who here has ever been driving somewhere? Don't be embarrassed. Who's ever been driving somewhere in your life where you've got somewhere and you've gone, how did I get here?
I've been working for Lucky now for about 5 odd years, doing all of his P1, P2 and also our track events that we do on occasions. Continue.
Awesome. Greenie, take it away, mate.
Morning everybody. I've been with Luffy thankfully for the last about 2.5 years. I grew up in the north. 23 years ago, just for something extra to do, I joined New South Wales Police, who I'm still employed by. A lot of that was performing highway patrol duties. But
the brake's important on your car. Well, we're going to find out pretty shortly. Don't worry, Alex, it's not your car.
And if you use the equipment inside, it can really contribute towards your safety and how it affects you and how what such a good job it can do for you. Also, as far as your car control is concerned, we'll talk more about that during our little road drive out here, but the way you set yourself up and the way you sit in the car, you have a lot more control over the vehicle than if you're seated in a strange position.
First, he's known as Ben Porter, known as Jet Boy. Do not call him Benjamin. He gets very upset. Or William. Or William.
We've met a very helpful team here today that's going to help us out on the track, and we've learned all the basics, we've heard how accidents happen, and now we're going to go put our skills into action. Minutes ago, we went down a track at 70 k's an hour. A whistle was blown and we had to slam on the brakes and see how far we'd stop. After we'd all done that, we were told that at the 20-metre mark, which we all passed, was supposedly a truck. All of us had crashed into it. I did relatively well, I was in amongst the average, but I'd certainly hit the truck at this point in time. So now we're going inside to learn where we went wrong and what we can do better.
What would be our next most important thing in a driver? What else does the driver attribute to in this stop? Skills. Or technique, that's speed. Yeah, that's the big one. Most people leave speed out for some reason, but that is probably the biggest variable. What's everyone doing exactly 70 when they don't know a whistle? I wanted to go over here. So, ABS is not designed to stop us shorter. It's actually designed to maintain control and maintain stability under an adrenaline-packed pain. Be the best place to have maximum brake pressure. Just before the impact, about halfway, or as soon as you identify the problem where your meters per second rate is at its highest. Yeah, as soon as you identify the problem. But why, in every single one of our stops, we saw ABS cycle about here and all the lockups start about here. Yeah, these are actually porous. They actually they're not anti, they're constantly leaking air. But if it's underinflated down around that 32, you saw there in the wet, it actually squeezed up like that as you jumped on the brake pedal. All the weight went to the front of the car and actually lifted up. Anyone heard the term aquaplane before?
So now we've jumped in the cars, we're going to do some one-on-one exercises with the instructors.
We're ready to go?
Ready to go.
Can you see my head? There you go.
So now it's my turn in the car and I'm going to find out what I'm doing wrong.
driver's side, relax. It's good. Already thinking ahead, already got that hand set up for the leading hand technique. Vision's working reasonably well at this stage. Just one thing with the leading hand technique, you initiate the turn with the leading hand, but the right hand, don't let it drop until you started the turn. Now grip with both hands. That's it. So it's a little bit beyond the 8 ball. Obviously we're thinking about it quite a lot at this stage. So as we come down here, you start with the right hand over and just, if you don't mind, I'll just hold your hand here so you can't cheat. Steer, 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 let go. Now both hands. And your vision should be up towards those starting cones. Good. So notice now your hands are well and truly separated. You got good balance. You're not leaning over like the old motorcycle. Oh, you got my good side as well. All right, Chloe, I'm ready to roll when you are.
Excellent. Let's head
Let's
off.
see if you've polished and refined the steering technique and the vision. So I'm going to introduce something new to you in this lap. I'm going to get you using the pedals to adjust how the car turns.
Okay.
So I'll prompt you when I want you to do it, and we'll do it through the slalom at the top of the hill. I'll say power, and what I mean is I want you to accelerate gently. I'll say ease off. Power, ease. Power, ease. And what we're going to be doing with that is affecting the weight and balance of the car. So as you ease off, the weight goes forwards, puts the load on the front wheels, which will help the steering. You should feel the steering become more responsive. Then mid-corner, that squeeze on the throttle brings the weight back neutral on all 4 wheels, giving you your maximum grip. So I'll put it into second gear, and then that way you'll just feel that it's a little bit more sensitive.
Go for it.
And you should feel the difference. If the timing's off, obviously the steering won't be as efficient as what it could be. So as we go, start to accelerate, power over to your right hand side, power, ease off, power a little more, ease off, power, 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 ease off. Can you feel the nose sort of tuck in under the car every time you ease off the accelerator? So we refer to that as throttle steering, and by putting more weight over the front wheels when you're turning in, you just make the steering more responsive. Mid-corner, you want the weight on all 4 wheels, and as you exit, you're unwinding the steering, so you don't really need the weight on the front wheels. You don't need that steering grip anymore. So it's just transferring the mass of the vehicle, front and rear, to help the car steer a little bit more effectively.
Basically using what you've got given.
Absolutely. You've got the mass of the vehicle, you may as well use it to your advantage.
We've come to lunchtime and we've certainly learned a lot. We've done our stop at 70 k's an hour, we've learnt all about optimum tyre pressure, and we've had one-on-one training from the professionals. What I've got to say is that there certainly is a mix of people here today. There are males and females ranging from P-platers all the way through to experienced drivers. We've got a range of cars from old to new with no technology and the latest technology. It certainly is user-friendly for every type of person with every car. Now that we've been taught how to activate our ABS brakes properly, we're back out on the tracks again. We're going to do a series of stops ranging from 70 and who knows what speed they're going to get us to do.
Alrighty, really nice, but you were really woozy on the brake pressure. Absolutely no ABS cycling at all. So, it's not even your car, so who cares? Come on, let's get some good video. Alright, so this time, as the whistle's blowing, not before the whistle, as the whistle's blowing, and absolutely jam your foot to the floor on the brake pedal.
Okay.
Alrighty, add 10k to it. Have fun.
Okay. See, now I thought that was going to be an issue. It's a little bit hard to jam your foot down. It requires a lot more pressure than most people think. So we're going to give it a go again, but we're going to add 10 k's to it. This time I'm going to be doing 80 kilometers an hour. And like he said, I'm going to slam my foot down as hard as I possibly can and try and activate the ABS, which I wasn't able to do this time.
best way to deal with this exercise, this is our brake and steer exercise. The best way to deal with it is have your vision a long way through the exercise, looking for the solution to the problem. Don't stare at the problem. A small amount of brake, a light brake at the beginning, and then as you've made the lane change, then the big emergency stop. We're stretching it out. We're really stretching it out, sacrificing our distance for control. That's the best way to get through this exercise.
This is a situation that can happen to anyone at any time, and most people are not equipped. I would say this is an absolute benefit of coming to one of these courses. I'm up next, so I'm just going to concentrate now and see how I go.
So many other things as well to do with your attitude. Look, I know today it's a common thing that you're probably feeling quite good about your driving, and your skill level without doubt has definitely improved. But take that, you know, and use it in the right ways. Use it for good, if you like, rather than evil. Because the unfortunate reality is, I'm aiming this at the young men in particular in the room, the brain doesn't fully develop in a young male to the early 20s. In particular, the risk perception doesn't fully develop. So if you're in your late teens, thanks for coming out, and like I said, hopefully we'll see each and every one of you at one of our future courses.
Yeah, definitely a good course. Learnt lots of things. Big focus on safety, and even as a safety professional myself, definitely recommend people do it.
I thought it was a great course. I think everyone should do it. There's a lot of little things that can improve your driving by a lot. So get into it.
It's great. I recommend it to anyone. I mean, if you think you're a good driver, come out and give it a go. It's worth a try.
The course is really fantastic. Made me think about heaps of things that I would never have considered before. Little things that make a huge difference. So I recommend it. I thought it was really
Scott
good.
was wonderful.
I just thought it was really good, and I learned a lot of things that I didn't know before, and yeah, it's something I'm definitely coming back to do the next couple of courses, I think. So.
Well, Scott and Ben, thank you very much for having us here today. It's certainly a great course. I've learnt a lot, had a lot of fun. What would you say to people who haven't done a defensive driving course?
Look, I absolutely think it's a must. These are the sorts of skills that should be taught to each driver, so that when they do hit the streets and deal with the general public out there, at least if something does go wrong, they've got some idea of what to do in various situations.
Look, I certainly agree with that. I think it should be mandatory for everyone to do a course like this before they get their licence. These guys offer multiple stages of courses, and I'm certainly coming back for more. So thanks guys, you made it a really enjoyable day.
Can't wait to have you, Chloe.
Thanks.